I feel good. Yeah, I actually feel pretty recovered and excited to kind of be running again, which is, I think the hardest part recovering was kind of a mental thing.
Yeah.
It was more just burnout from being, just being, that much time alone and just kind of wanting to gradually get back into things and not rush back into racing or rush back into running. And so I let it kind of happen a little bit more organically, and I feel like 2 months is about the time that's taken to get to that place.
Yeah.
And so I would say in the last 2, maybe 3 weeks, I've really started to enjoy getting out again and just feeling like I want to get out again.
Right.
And I wasn't injured after it, and physically I think I recovered relatively quickly. Within a couple weeks I was running and felt fine.
Right.
But it was more of this kind of deeper, I don't know, apathy a little bit, going for a run, and anything that was kind of hard, I was I don't I don't really feel like pushing or digging deep. So that was but that's kind of come back, and I think a lot of it was just no structure really, just letting things sort of happen, and kind of giving myself a bit of space. Yeah, definitely, and just I think it's kind of strange. I mean, a month is quite a long time to be by yourself and in your bubble and doing your thing.
Yeah.
So when I got back, there was this just quite intense return to the world, to the real world, and a lot of interviews and social media, and just going and seeing friends again, and just kind of being in that space that I was kind of out of for a month, and so that felt quite overwhelming actually. So it was a bit of a struggle the first month getting back into things.
Right.
But that obviously dies down and gets things kind of return to normal, and then I get a bit more space to kind of process things and feel better. So I think a lot of it's acceptance and just kind of being fluid in sort of the days, and not being too I think the first part of the trip I kind of fought the weather, I fought the pace, like I was really quite engaged, like it was quite intense.
Yeah.
And then about halfway through, I had sort of this breakdown on Mount Antero, which is pretty much exactly halfway through.
Yeah.
And that was kind of more familiar peaks that I knew, and I just realized I wasn't really as engaged in these familiar peaks, whereas things that I didn't know kind of kept my curiosity alive, and it was easier to stay focused on those days.
Right.
But then I just kind of decided, you're doing this, just go with the flow and really kind of surrender to the situation. And I think that it's a small adjustment, but it really helped tremendously to just be accepting of, oh, I don't feel great today, or I feel really good, and not putting too much judgment on that, or not being too hard on yourself if you're not feeling great, and not being too elated, if you're excited and happy and feeling good. Like, I was trying to be a little bit more balanced and kind of neutral, so to speak, and I think that actually really helped, just make me feel a bit more content and in a kind of more serene space.
Okay.